Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. I'm going to read through the full article here pretty much. It is quite long, so this might go on for a little while. Hopefully it isn't too boring. I know listening to someone reading an article can get a bit dry. There is a link in the description if you'd rather go through that yourself. But it is a terrible, terrible, tragic situation. A physical therapist who murdered his wife and 3 kids has part of his illegally obtained confession thrown out by the judge because he wasn't correctly read his Miranda rights. In addition to that, he claims to have been high on Benadryl. So this guy, his name's Anthony Todt, made, if I understand correctly, and we'll read through the details to be 100% sure, but if I understand correctly, he made more than one confession that he killed his 3 children as well as his wife. However, due to not being read the Miranda rights in the first instance, part of the confession has been thrown out. So we hope that that doesn't overly adversely affect the trial, which I imagine it might well do, as it's pretty concerning. So we're going to look through the details. Florida Judge Keith Carsten has agreed to partially omit the confession of a physical therapist accused of murdering his wife and 3 children in 2020 at their home in a Disney town ahead of his trial because he hadn't been read his Miranda rights and was high on Benadryl. The guy in question, the accused, I'll say the psychopathic scumbag, which you may feel is unfair of me, but I'm going to stick with that. The psychopathic scumbag Anthony Todt, 45 years of age, is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of animal cruelty in the fatal stabbings of his wife, Megan, and their kids, Alex, Tyler, and Zoe, who were aged 13, 11, and 4. Their dog, Breezy, was also killed at the family's home in Celebration, Florida, and this happened in January 2020. The psychopathic scumbag in question, Anthony Todt, has pleaded not guilty, and he spoke with detectives after he was arrested at the hospital in January 2020, but he wasn't properly informed of his Miranda rights before the police interview, according to a motion filed on August the 31st. It's unclear what part of his confession will be tossed out, so it is only a partial tossing of his confession, so we don't know how much relief that will provide the defense, how much harm that will do to the prosecution. We don't know. However, it's certainly not a good thing to have lost part of his confession. Police are required by law to read the constitutional rights of people who are in their custody prior to questioning. That rule has been in place since 1966. If officers fail to do so, then prosecutors can't use any of the information that the suspect says. They can't use it as evidence at trial. So it's pretty important in the United States. If the police don't read out your Miranda rights, if there isn't a record of that, then whatever you say can't be taken into court, essentially. During his first interview with police, this psychopathic murderer, alleged murderer, initially confessed. It took a further 2 rounds of interrogation before officers realized that they hadn't read this psychopath's his Miranda rights. And then after that, he repeated his involvement of the killings. So it seems, my interpretation of this article, what this article is saying, is that his initial confession has been partially tossed. However, if I'm understanding correctly, he made a confession after having been read his Miranda rights. So hopefully the prosecution will have still a full confession. If he's provided more than one, hopefully they still have what would be considered a full and detailed confession, which hopefully will be enough to contribute to his conviction. That's what I would hope. The alleged psychopath was also suicidal and had diminished capacity because he was under the influence of a Benadryl overdose. While being interviewed by officers, the alleged psychopath told detectives that his head is spinning a little and that he's foggy. I'm in a fog right now. So, seemingly he claims, it may be true, it may not be true, but he claims that he was under the influence of a Benadryl overdose during questioning. I'm going to read out some of the details about the murders. So I'll mention a trigger warning at this point. When they were found on January the 13th, 2020, the alleged psychopathic murderer's wife and kids had been wrapped in a blanket and drugged with Benadryl. They had also been suffocated, stabbed, and left to rot for 2 weeks. Here is the family. So there's the alleged psychopathic murderer, the wife, and the 3 children, and of course the little dog. Alec, Zoe, and Tyler, and the wife was Megan. So perhaps I won't go through the full remainder of the article. It does let us know that the police only found the dead bodies when they went to the house due to some insurance fraud charges. So if I understand correctly, here it says, at the time they discovered the murder, federal authorities and Osceola County Sheriff's deputies had gone to the family's home to arrest the alleged psychopathic murderer on insurance fraud charges. So the police went to the family home on a completely separate matter. So they were going to arrest him for insurance fraud. And they got there and they discovered the deaths of the wife, the 3 children, and the dog. And they had been killed 2 weeks prior. Authorities believe that the alleged psychopath killed his family sometime after New Year's Day before remaining in the home with their bodies until their discovery 2 weeks later. So the article does go into quite a bit of detail of the alleged psychopathic murderer blaming his wife for the killings of the children. And he has claimed previously that she had threatened to kill the children. But to me, I think I have faith in the police. I don't hold any faith in this guy at all. I believe him to be what he appears to be, which is my speculation. And to be clear, my speculation is that he's a psychopathic murderer. That he's claiming to be innocent, even though he's given multiple confessions. I think it's extremely unfortunate and extremely foolhardy that the police and the investigators have put themselves in this position whereby they've had a part of one of the confessions be dismissed by the judge. I mean, that's embarrassing, that's shoddy, that's potentially extremely damaging to any case. However, my hope is that given that the investigators have more than one full confession from this alleged psychopath, then I think they will still have plenty to go on. I think they will. I mean, again, he was discovered with their bodies. The bodies had been left to rot for approximately 2 weeks. He was still living in the house with the dead bodies of his entire family. I mean, I don't think you need to be an investigatory genius to figure out who did it. I'm sorry for being facetious. So I'm going to wrap things up at this point. What an absolute scumbag. Let's hope the trial goes ahead. Let's hope that should he be guilty, let's hope that he is convicted of being guilty of all of these crimes, all of these murders, and let's hope that he gets, the death penalty, if possible, life in jail. Let's hope he gets locked up, put away for a very, very long time. I would normally say condolences to the family concerned. However, he's killed the entire family, allegedly. So, of course, Meghan would have her side of the family, which will be absolutely distraught, I'm sure. So condolences to those guys, as well as the community. They're going to be shocked by this for years to come. So I'll wrap things up here. If this is the type of topic that you do like, that you see value in this type of content, please do give me a little bit of encouragement. A like, comment, subscribe, share of the video. I'm trying to make multiple videos about this type of topic every day. So yeah, if this is the kind of thing that you would like me to carry on with, please do give me a little bit of encouragement, and I'll thank you for your time.